the most moral army on the planet. Israel's own military data shows that 83% of the people unalive in Gaza are civilians. Greetings, families and friends. Thank you for tuning in to Deep Roots TV as the situation in the Middle East, in Palestine, gets worsened. Israel's military own data indicates that 83% of the death rate in Gaza are civilians. An Israeli military intelligence database indicates that as of May 2025, 83% of the Palestinians unalive in Gaza were civilians, according to a joint investigation by Israel-Palestinian publication 972 magazine. The Hebrew language outlet local calls The Guardian. The Israel Defense Force IDF has called the article figures incorrect, though it did not specify which number it disputes. The report is based on a classified IDF military intelligence directive, the Amman database, which the Israel Army confirms exists. The database was obtained by a source from which Israel security establishment based from the 83% figure. The civilian death rate was calculated by comparing the number of casualties reported by Gaza Health Ministry to the number of militants identified in the IDF database. The IDF database listed 8,900 fighters from the Hamas and Palestine Islamic Jihad. The PIJ has confirmed are probably unalive as of May 2025. This represents 17% of the total recorded unalive at the time. Gaza Health Ministry reported at the time that at least 53,000 Palestinians has been unalive by May. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The investigator noted that 83% of the unalive rate is expected. Higher modern warfare exceeding rate of conflict notorious for their indiscriminate unaliving. The investigation found that casualty numbers cited by Israel's leader, including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, the big potato head, has often contradicted intelligence reports showing pattern of inflated military casualty figure. True, nothing that Israel says I will believe. Publicly stated the ratio. Israel officials have publicly claimed, however, a lower civilian unalive rate. In May of 2024, Netanyahu, the devil himself, asserted a rate of 1-to-1, a claim he repeated months later. The IDF has estimated in December 2023 that the IDF spokesman told CNN that the ratio was about 2 civilians to 1 militant, which he described as tremendously positive. People, I have never seen a set of lying, cowards, evil people in my life. The IDF statement rejected the investigative figure as not provided clarity as their own data. Several factors complicate the official unalive tolls. A source told that Plus 972 magazine that before the intelligence database was widely used, official Israel figure was often based on field estimate from commanders and methodologies the source called unreliable. The Hamas-run ministry total casualty count are seen by the UN as public health expert as the most reliable. Though they don't differentiate between civilian and combatants, the ministry has also faced difficulties due to the scale of destruction. The overall unalive toll in Gaza is believed to be significantly higher than officials count, as thousands of human remains are still likely buried under the rubbles. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for humanity to react properly. I see all these topics that we're on social media speaking about, but because it's not happening to us or our family, we're talking about Epstein files, we're talking about, Kamala Harris lose her security team, but here we have a nation that is being unalive, being moved. The exact definition of a G-side. And the world has turned their face. Hats off to South Africa. Hats off to the children of America that protested during Biden's administration. But where has that protest gone? Hats off to the people on social media. Candace, Tucker, hats off to Check, the Young Turks, Anna, because I see you are putting out the effort and screaming and calling these people what they are. Genocidal sociopaths. And the US media, the world media, is complicit. The United States government. First it was Biden and Kamala. Now it's Trump and Vance. JD, I thought you was a military veteran that cared about people. Palestinians are people. Although Netanyahu went on PBD and called them savages, barbarians, they are people. The world has seen the modern day Holocaust being committed by a nation that said never again. I'm a United States military veteran, and there's no way that the soldiers of the United States that honors truth, freedom, and liberty worldwide think this is right. There's no way that the citizens of the United States or worldwide, of England, Australia, think this is right. This is what we call over-analyzing. This is overdoing it now. And the United States government, the UK government, the European Union are all complicit by providing finance, support, media coverage, weaponry to this tyrannic, evil, genocidal, apartheid government. And it's unbelievable that in 2025, with cell phones, with cameras being broadcast worldwide, the Arab nation are sitting on their hands and allowing foreigner settlers to come to the land of Canaan, to come to the land of Palestine, to come to the ancient nation, a historic nation, descendants of Persia, the cousins of Africans, a historical location that has been documented in many historical books, including the scriptures. And we're sitting on our hands as a world and allowing a superpower with an army to drop 2,000-pound ammunition to roll tanks over these people under false pretense of democracy and the false pretense of peace, when we all see it's a racial supremacy, a philosophy and ideology that looks at these people as less than humans, and we continue to perpetuate it. We're sitting on our hands as governments, as people. They are making laws where you can't speak of divesting, or boycotting. This is unbelievable that the United States government are forcing the United States population to love a nation other than the United States, although we see with our plain eyes, broadcast on live TV and social media, that they're committing a modern day Holocaust. With the policies of Netanyahu, Ben-Gvir, and all his cabinets, they have spoken, said it out of their mouth. The soldiers are cheering the desecration of the ancient land of Canaan. They are cheering the annihilation of innocence. Cowards. 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 Palestine don't have an army. So this is not the way, from my perspective of military. This is not how you do it. If Israel had 1,000, 2,000 soldiers on the ground, they would have got their people back. They didn't need to destroy the entire communities of these people. They didn't need to bury the life and the culture and the history of these people on the rebels. They did not need to bring the Armageddon. Because I tell you, the scripts that are written can be played out by anyone. And ladies and gentlemen, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So whenever the shoe is on the other foot, I don't want to hear you crying about your corner hurt. Because for what it's worth, I can't believe this is happening on earth. There are children, women, and men that are innocent. They have raised every school. They have raised every hospital. And they're raising every mosque. They're destroying the culture of an ancient nation under the guise of a spiritual divinity. See, belief are beliefs. And that means it's not susceptible to rigorous proof. It's not true. You can have your belief, and I could have my belief. And it's not your right to unalive me for my belief. And this is what's going on, families and friends. Them write the script and playing it out. But Bob Marley told you how this gonna end. The only solution is total destruction. There's no use. No one can stop them now. This is like a movie in real life. Nobody don't care about Palestine on the world stage. South Africa tried. Spain have tried. But the world power are showing us that there is a world supremacy. There is a world ideology that there's some people's lives that worth more than other. And the United States, Germany, and the entire European nations has displayed their supremacy ideology for the world to see. It's a shame. It's embarrassing to know that the land of the free and the home of the brave has turned the land of the freaks and the home of the slaves. We are enslaved to AIPAC, enslaved to Israel, because when you have another nation that can lobby your politicians that you think you're voting for, and all of them have to kiss the Wailing Wall. It's like kissing the pinky of the dawn. They all have to kiss the pinky of the dawn. BB, the living Satan. I mean, we cannot hold back anymore. This is crazy. The International Criminal Court has issued warrant for these criminals. And the United States of America, President, Congress, applaud him. It's being reported that 83% of the people being unalive in this Gaza massacre are not combatants. They are civilians. 83%. 8 out of 10 of them are women, children, and innocent men. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rastafari Soldier here of Deep Roots TV. We cannot continue to be quiet. This is a shame on humanity, a scar on humanity. If you don't have eyes, you can hear what we are doing, sitting by complacent, sending our tax money and our support to this genocidal, ethno-theologist, psychopathic state. Because anyone with any common sense knows that beliefs are beliefs. Beliefs are beliefs. But when you're calling people Amalek, when you're calling people savage, when you're calling people barbarians, you are dehumanizing these human beings. And thus you're dealing with them as such. It's just 2 days ago. They unalive more innocent journalists, aid workers, early responders. The double tap is now a triple tap. Ladies and gentlemen, this have to stop. The United States of America, the United States of America. Yes, I'm talking about Donald Trump. Yeah, that's my president, but may I tell you, say, it's time for you to reel this devil in. And I'm talking about Bibi Netanyahu. What he's doing to the Palestinians is one of the most egregious and low-level inhumane things that I've ever seen in my life. Destroying an ancient people. Destroying and moving them. Using them as some little toy. Sending them to these so-called humanitarian center to get aid and playing them like they're some games. Like this is the Hunger Game. Imagine, people, it's 2025. Where's our civility? Where are our moral compasses? But we say we're a first world country with a third world moral compass. We're a first world country with third world compassion. We're a first world country with third world morals. It's unbelievable that we are funding a country that is unaliving 80%, 83% of their casualty are civilians. We have senators, we have governors, we have congressmen and women that signed the rockets that are unaliving these children. Where are their humanity? Where's their shame? Where's our courage? Ladies and gentlemen, it's a shame what we are witnessing in today's day. Live on the internet, live on our TV, right into our home, on our cell phone. The modern day Holocaust being committed by a nation that went through the same. Never again meant never again for everyone. So you see, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts. Who's going to stop the devil? Who is going to stop the devil? Who is going to stop the devil? Are there no children of the Most High? Are you going to sit back and not say nothing? Are you going to continue to vote for these same APAC-controlled people? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rastafari Soldier. I'm totally perturbed to know that in 2025, modern time, we are funding a genocidal country that's unaliving women, innocent civilian children. 83% of them. 8.3 out of 10 are innocent civilians. Ladies and gentlemen, make it make sense. We now vote for them and we now support them. Not no more. Not no more. And you're not going to use your theology and lie to us anymore. We're calling it out. A spade is a spade. A lie is a lie. And a devil is a devil. It's unbelievable what's been going on. Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, leave your comment on this one. Let me know. What can we do? Because I'm sure we can boycott these countries. We can divest from this country. We don't have to support this country. We don't. Have you no morals? Have you no compassion for humanity? I'm Rastafari Soldier. You have Deep Roots TV. We have more life and more joy and more in happiness. Stay blessed.
Say hi to your friends.
We're watching Deep Roots TV!
Yeah, man, big up to Deep Roots. Yeah, man, you want to hear the tune? Tune into Deep Roots. Up top. Put it up.